COVID has claimed another notable politician, Chuck Grassley. He's still alive, but he does have COVID, tweeting, I've tested positive for coronavirus. I'll be following my doctor's orders, CDC guidelines, and continue to quarantine. I'm feeling good. I will keep up on my work for the people of Iowa from home. I appreciate everyone's well wishes and prayers and look forward to resuming my normal schedule soon. So Chuck Grassley is 87 years old. The second oldest member, 87 isn't the oldest, interesting. Second oldest person in the Senate. And obviously this is a disease that is not only just very, very easy to catch, but for older people is far more dangerous. And so he's third in line to the succession to the presidency right now. He hasn't missed a vote on the Senate floor in 27 years, but might as a result of this. And look, I can't say that I've been following his comments in particular about coronavirus throughout this thing. There's been a lot of bad behavior on the Republican side, but this is a dangerous thing that if you are one of the political elites, you will be better protected and you'll have access to therapeutics and things like that we won't. But if you're an 87-year-old man, it is still a very real threat. And so this is what a pandemic looks like, especially one on the upswing as we enter into this dark winter. People like Chuck Grassley, in theory, could be left in its wake.
Man, I mean, we'll see. And then again, like we talk about people that had some pre-existing conditions, specifically Chris Christie comes to mind. He has asthma. And then as we know, he caught COVID, survived, was treated well. And I don't know, maybe because I haven't looked closely, so maybe it's just my lack of knowledge. But what things were done? And in what rate? We can't base it off of what was happening with President Trump because no one knows, and they lied to us that entire process. So if there's a process that goes into treating people to a degree where an 87-year-old man or another guy with serious pre-existing conditions survive what seemingly seems like without much issue, why isn't that happening for everyone? Yes, I know death rates have been changing, but not to the degree where literally all these people who have all these conditions just skate through. There's something else I think needs to be addressed, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, well, it turns out that not only did Grassley get it, second oldest senator, just last week, Alaska Congressman Don Young, who's 87, tested positive for COVID, currently the longest serving member of the House. I mean, these are, like, we're doing herd immunity. Remember, I thought a part of your herd immunity was to quarantine the most at risk, but even them, they're getting it. And Grassley didn't get tested for the coronavirus after Senator Mike Lee, a fellow member of the Senate Judiciary Committee, tested positive last month. I could be wrong, I apologize, but I believe that, wasn't there a photo of Grassley and like Lindsey Graham who had recently been exposed talking? That doesn't mean that they got it, that was a while ago. He probably got it in some other irresponsible gathering of Republicans, but you're not necessarily safe. I mean, there was a photo that went around yesterday of I believe it was Barbara Feinstein walking around the halls of the Senate without a mask. They're being irresponsible, a lot of them, and some of these are not young people. It can affect the young anyway, but they are not. They don't have even that relative protection against this.
Yeah.
So obviously, hope they all come through perfectly fine and everything. But this is dangerous. They need to treat it accordingly.
Yeah, there's a political bubble that people always talk about with politicians, even with supporters, people who just live in certain areas and they think things are only a certain way. This is a literal like political bubble where politicians, they really, I don't know, seemingly, I'm not in there, but when you talk about the paths that cross, they don't seem to really be that concerned about it. Maybe because so many of them have contracted it, but then end up being fine. They're like, okay.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.